morning, my dear students. Welcome you all back to our social class. We are dealing with class 9 social civics working of institute chapter 5. So in that we have seen that main content, that is office memorandum. So we have seen what is office memorandum in the previous class. Yes or no, my dear students? So we have seen the office memorandum. We have seen how the Mandal Commission is functioning. Then we have also seen how the decisions are being taken. What are the process of decision taking is been happening in our nation, in a democratic nation. And we also saw, based on the Mandal Commission, there was also opposition against the Mandal Commission which was being there. And when it was sorted out by the Supreme Court, it came to an end. And we saw the need of the political institution. We saw we have the political institution which is functioning, which is having the Prime Minister, civil servants as well as the Supreme Courts, and we saw Prime Minister as the cabinet ministry members are being considered as the decision makers, and the civil servants and the other workers are considered as the implementers, and Supreme Court is the final checker of the law and the settling up of the dispute that happens among the citizens and the government. Yes? So now we are moving into today's topic, that is Parliament. So 5.2, it is 5.2 is the module, and this is what you can see. This how is the memorandum will be. Can you see? This is how the memorandum will be. Can you see, my dear students? So this is how memorandum. Even in your book you have this memorandum which is there, and this is what I wanted to show you. It is the Mandal. He is the Mandal, BP Mandal. He is the person who headed the commission. Okay, and next you can see that we have the Prime Minister VP Singh, Vishwanath Pratap Singh. Okay, this is what is the Prime Minister is, and he is the person who started implementing the Mandal Commission. And we saw the decision making also and opposition also that was happening. Now we are going to see about the Parliament. So what is an Parliament? If you see a Parliament, again we have to go back to the office memorandum. We should remember the role of Parliament over there. That is, since the decision that was not taken only in the Parliament, it was not by the Parliament alone, it had lot of discussion which was going on in that. You might think that the Parliament had no role in it at all, but it has a role because it has been continuously going on with the discussion over there. Let us recall few things. What are the things that they were being doing? The report of Mandal Commission was discussed in the Parliament. Yes or no? Once they implemented, they said that it has been the duty of the Mandal Commission to submit the report. So when they submitted the report also, you can find there was lot of discussion that was being held on the do's and don'ts of the Mandal Commission. Then the President of India mentioned this, that he is going to make it as an act. Yes or no? So he said that he is going to make it as an act. Then the next day, Prime Minister announced that he is going to implement the act from 13th August. So this is what happened in the Parliament. And you can see the Prime Minister made decisions, right? So the decisions were not directly taken only by the Parliament. It consists of the discussion that happened in the Parliament. It consists of President. It consists of Prime Minister. Yes. So the whole decision was taken together only. As the report was being discussed in the Parliament, the report influenced the shaping of the decision of the government. So what happened once it has been done, you can find that it started bringing pressure on the government to make it into an act. What it is, Mandal Commission to be made into an act. So if Parliament is not favoring, what will happen? The Parliament is not favoring, not supporting, then the act would have not brought in the form of an act itself. Yes or no? When the parliament supports, only then you can find it will be brought into act. You see, still we are struggling for getting the 50% of reservation for the women's in our parliament, but it was not supported by the major people, because of which you can find that we are not able to achieve it. The parliament is not giving much of importance for that. But whereas this Mandal Commission was concentrated and it was favored by the parliament. That is why you can find the decision is being taken in a collective manner. Okay, so you can find the image what parliament would have done if it did not approve. Imagine what would have done if the parliament have not approved. This act would have not been brought into practice at all. It is not an act which can be implemented or followed by the common people. So that is how it can be taken. So now we'll see why do we need an parliament. Before going into it, why do we need an parliament? We'll see the branches of our government. So if you see, we have the branches of government where it consists of legislative body, executive body, excuse me, and judiciary. So these are all being the branch of the government. So legislative is the lawmaking body, executive is one who implement the laws, then jurisdiction is one who check the laws and settle the dispute. So this is how the parliament is functioning in India. Then if you see, in India there are three important political institutions. So what are the political institutions? As we saw already, we have parliament, legislative, okay, which consists of prime minister and the cabinet ministers take all the important policies. The next thing is executive. Executive is the civil servant who execute or make the implementation of laws that will happen. Then Supreme Court is an institute which settle the dispute between the citizen and the government. Okay, so this is the thing. And if you see, we have the parliament which consists of the power of the common peoples. Like if it is in such a way that the power to make change, the power to make change in law is there in the hands of the parliament. So it is there in the hands of the parliament, you can see. Then executive. Executive is the power to put the law into action. So can you see, they are supposed to put the power into the action. And then if you see, you can find the jurisdiction. Jurisdiction is put power to make the jurisdiction, judgment on law. So this is how the power is being shared among the different branches of our own government. See, legislative, it is the parliament, governor general, members of the parliament and selected committees. Then what they will do, they will examine, they will debate and vote on a bill. Bill means law. When it has been discussed in the parliament, it is called as bill, okay, which are then assisted by the governor general. So it has to be assented by the governor general, then only it will be called as a law. Then if you see about the executives, cabinet ministers and the public sector. So decision, policies, draft bills, force and administrative actions are being done. Okay, so that is in executive. And if you see jurisdiction, in jurisdiction they here decide case by appealing relevant laws to act and view decisions of administration bodies. So they are going to apply the law. So this is the prime function of the parliament of our branch. Then if you see, we have the need of the parliament. So we'll directly go to the parliament. If you see parliament, so in our parliament we have the final authority of lawmaking in our country. So which is the final lawmaking authority? It is the parliament which is going to make the final authority. Okay, and this task of lawmaking or legislative is so crucial that the assembly are called as the legislature. So when it is going to make a law, it is going to be very crucial about it. And the parliament all over the world can make new laws. So what is the role of the parliament? It can make new laws, it can change the existing laws, or it can abolish the existing laws and make new one in the other place. So it can make a new one in the other place also. Okay, so this is the one role of parliament. So it is parliament all over the world can make new laws, change in the executive or change in the existing law can be done by it, or abolishing the existing law can be done by it, and make new one by replacing the another law can also be done by the parliament. And the second very important part of the parliament is parliament all over the world exercise some control over the other who run the government. So it has a control upon the other. In India, the control is direct and full. So the control in parliament is direct and it is full, and those who run the government, they make the decision, okay, only so long as enjoying the support of the parliament. So when they are there, until they are there, they will be enjoying the power of the parliament and they have the authority to take decision. Okay, and next thing if you see is that parliament control all the money related matters. Okay, in some countries, like public monies were being spent for the commonwealth of the people, like construction of public toilets, cleaning of the sewages, cleaning of the common areas, streets and other areas are being done by the parliament only. They are being done by the money which is being collected from the common people. So that it checks upon whether it is being done in a proper manner or not. Okay, so this is the third thing. You see, fourth thing, in the highest form of the decision and debate on public issues and national policies of any country, parliament can seek information about the matter. So if any debate or any discussion which is going on in the form of a public issue or the national policy, the parliament can get the information what it is, what is the matter that is going on, and they can have or they can give very well the advice for them. Okay, so this is the another very important aspect of the parliament. And if you see, next is two houses of parliament. So the two houses of parliament we'll see in the next class. Okay, my dear students, we'll wind up by today. So before winding up, we'll have a quick recap. We saw about the parliament, and we said that the parliament is the only area which they have lot of discussion that goes on, and it is an important political institution. Okay, and the report of Mandal Commission is discussed here, and the President of India has mentioned that he is going to accept the implementation of Mandal Commission with the discussion of the Parliament. Then the President as well as the Prime Minister approved it for the implementation, and when this Mandal Commission report was submitted, it pressurized the government to act upon the Mandal Commission. And if the parliament is not favoring it, the law would have not brought into practice at all. Right? Yes or no? Yes. You see, in parliament we have the legislative, executive and judiciary. So legislative is the prime minister and the cabinet minister. They take all the important decisions. You see, executive is civil servants who make the people to implement the laws. And then if you see judiciary is the Supreme Court which checks upon the implementation of laws as well as to settle up the dispute between the citizen and the government, or between the states. Now we'll see why do we need the parliament. So if you see why do we need the parliament is that there are so many reasons. In all over the democratic country, the assembly is elected, directly elected representatives who are there, right? They are called as the supreme political authority. Okay, in India, such as National Assembly, which is there, no? The National Assembly of elected representative is only called as the parliament. Okay, and if it is happening in the state, it is known as the legislature, legislative assembly. Okay, and four important functions of there for the parliament. So what are the four important functions? If you see, the parliament is the final authority for making laws in any of the country. Okay, so this is the first thing. And also you can find that the parliament can make laws. It can make new laws, it can change the existing laws, it can abolish the existing laws, and it can also make new laws also. That is the another role of the parliament. If you see, second role of parliament is that it has the control over the whole running government. Okay, because it has been the majority in number, and the government takes the decision only so long as they enjoy the support of the parliament. So whenever they are getting support, only at that time they can enjoy the power of the parliament. Third thing is that they can control the money related matters, like public money which is being collected can be spent for the other purposes of the welfare activities of the common people. And fourth important function is that parliament has the highest foremoon discussion policies or debate of public issues. Whenever they have some kind of public debate or public discussions or national policies of any country, the parliament can seek for it, ask for it, what is it and what is the information, and it can look into the matter of the debate and discussion. So these are the functions of the parliament. So please go through the 5.2 parliament and write why do we need the parliament and the important functions of the parliament as the homework. Okay, my dear students, thank you.